Hi guys, this is me, Zuzi Husarova, NLP coach, woman coach from Canary Island, and today with Mily Morales. Hi Mily.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, great, thank you. What about you?
Super cool. A lot of warm, but I'm
Okay,
very good.
great. So I'm from Canary Islands and connected, yeah. But you are from?
Right now I'm connecting from Germany.
Okay, cool. From Germany. All right. So today topic is actually about the NLP experience, neuro linguistic programming coaching. Okay, and
Yeah.
I will just say a couple of words of you, how we met, and then you can just share your experience. So basically, Millie is working as a digital marketing specialist. She works on social media, and I met her in Mexico when I was living in Caribbean, and we became great friends. Then we had a first session of coaching, and then everything changed. Right?
Yeah.
there were some things happening.
A lot of things. A lot of things. I mean, from the beginning we made like this great connection. Like I was in a point of my life where I was feeling really confused, frustrated, sad, and honestly I asked help for the universe. Like I really want to improve my life. I want to change this. This is not the way I want to live. So seriously, it's like I met you. I met you like everything synchronized, and I met you. And we had the first coaching. And the other day I was reading through my papers, like how was our coaching, and my my life completely changed. Like I was this sad, confused, frustrated person, and everything changed. Like great, great. Like I'm first of all, I quit the job that I had back then, which was making me feel like super frustrated and angry, and I didn't enjoy it, and I wasn't even like in a good. The environment in the office was not good, so I quit. But first of all, we had the coaching, and you made me like this plan to improve everything that was not not good, but I was not happy with that in my life. So I I start with that. That was the first like immediate change in my life, and then I started to find myself honestly in many ways. You also got me this meditation. You gave me this meditation, which also helped me a lot in my life and improve many aspects of me. And in this path, like I start meeting like these people that were connecting me to a completely different world, like everything. And after we had our first session, 6 months later, I met like the man of my life, like my soulmate. And and from then on everything went like a lot of changes, but I felt ready and I felt strong enough to go ahead with everything, because many people are
So
scared of
what
changing.
happened? I interrupt you here. So what
Yeah.
changed? What changed that you were 25 years like struggling, not having a man, not having a job of your dreams, and what changed inside of you after this one session?
One, I didn't have clear.
Okay.
I didn't have a plan for
Okay.
starting. I didn't have a plan. Um, I knew that I wanted something different. That I didn't want what I was having, but I didn't had it like settled.
Okay.
Down to earth. Like so, after the first session, like the first thing that I got was clarity.
Okay.
Like the
Right.
first thing was clarity, and second, I had more of that. Like you structure, like you give structure to what I wanted, and you helped me to put it like on paper somehow, like sort of saying, and all of that. I feel like most of all of the things that we work in the first session got in my subconscious, because in everything was like I was everything was so yeah, like a higher plan, you know, like everything was step by step, but very defined, like. And people like now, that the people that see me, I mean, right now I'm living in, for example, I'm living in Germany. 2 years ago, I couldn't even have dared to imagine that I was going to live in Germany. One, abroad. Two, I got married 6 months ago, like with the man of my dreams. So it's like, again, huge change. For me, it was like 2 years ago, if you had asked me if I imagined that I could be living this right now, not a chance. Not a chance. And yeah, like I got more clarity. Like I got the determination to change it. Like, yeah, one thing that I think we talk when we have the first coaching was like, if you want to change, you have the power to do it. So you give me that, yeah, like that self-empowerment, that you have everything that you need to change. You just need to give structure to what you want. And that was like a very powerful thing, but because many times we think that circumstances, society, whatever, excuses to change what we are, where we are, how we're living. And in order to change, I think we have to acknowledge that we have the power to change in the moment we decide to.
So you realize that you have the power to change.
Yes.
And what happened that before we met, you were in the terrible relationship where you were suffering, you were struggling, you were not happy at all. So what happened that you had the power to leave this relationship and that you actually attracted the man of your dream?
Wow, yeah, that is a really good one. I was in the moment that I realized that if I was not happy what I was having, I could change it. I could change it. Like, you don't like it, you don't have to be living in misery in a bad relationship or with a person that is toxic or anything. And you don't have to be either. Yeah, sometimes it's hard for people. Most of the time, it's hard for people to say like, I need this job. Yeah, you need this job because it provides you a certain security. Yes, that's true. But we didn't came here to struggle and to be miserable all our lives in a job that we don't like, with people that are being toxic to us. So the acknowledgement that I could change it gave me like this shift in my life. And I think that after the first coaching that we had, literally after I went out of the coaching knowing that I could change it. How like everything was like, it looked very like defiant, a challenging thing, like to change everything, but I knew that I could do it. And these steps I was watching in my coaching, the steps that you gave me and how they happened. Like, first of all, you're going to, what do you think, how do you think you can change things? And then you help me to organize all these ideas, like sort of a plan, and everything became like that. We are right now, I mean, me and my husband, we are living a very, very nice stage. I just got a new job, like second coaching that we have, and the last coaching that we had actually, you knew I didn't have a job and anything, and because I'm in a different country, it's not the same. Then when you're in your country, it's different. You know how it works, but going to a different culture, different country, everything is different. But again, I think after the last coaching that we had, that in this case I already had the personal thing like good, but in this case I wanted to go back to my professional life. So I got a new job, and again it was like we're enjoying this part of our lives, because yeah, I mean, you have to know that you deserve to have a good life, because in order to have a better world, the best thing that you can do is take care of yourself, improve yourself, because that is going to change the environment around you. Everything around you is going to change the moment you change. And that is that's very powerful for a person to acknowledge it. And we're scared. The thing is that people, yeah, I was scared to change. I was scared to dare to dream something else, because many times the society imposes you this, like, you have to work very, 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 very hard, and to suffer, and that's not true. You the more happy you are, the better you do to the world.
Society, yeah. And so what happened there? Tell me about the new job, because the last time we spoke, it was our last session. It was a month ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it was a month ago. And then I just know that you moved to Germany, that you were searching for a job, but it was not very easy because you speak no German.
Yeah.
So you were like kind of, you didn't have discipline. You were
Yeah,
lost
yeah.
in the day because your
Yeah.
husband was working, and you were like, nah, like not
Yeah, it
really
was.
being keen on
Yeah, it
doing
was.
anything.
Yeah, it
And
was.
having a lot of excuses. This is what I remember months ago.
Yeah. I was honestly, I was like, again, every time you change or you go to a different environment, you feel like threatened, like, and it's a
Yeah.
survival thing. Honestly, it's a survival thing. That's like not our animal instinct, but our basic instinct. And at the beginning, we had like many challenges, because for both, it was not like you find the right person, but then it's not just that. You have also to work in the relationship. You have to work in order to adapt both lives, both cultures. And that was like something that we were very focused at the beginning. Now we got the like our independence, or like our space, and we were like more relaxed. But in that moment I thought like, I love being housewife, but I need something else that brings me also this feeling of productivity, and that I'm doing something else. Well, as you know, I like writing, so I start working on my writings, and I have some posts that I need to do in my blog. But also I start again sending my emails to many companies in here. But also I stopped like thinking, no, I cannot do it. No, it's very hard. No, the language. No, I stopped doing that.
So the language which you were talking to yourself, which is actually the most powerful thing which we have in our mind, right?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And I thought like, I stopped it, because I don't know, it's just the limits that you put to yourself. You limit yourself. So I thought like, okay, let's let it happen. I did what I had to do, that it's sending the resumes, applying, and everything. And my husband said like, you know what? Let's go to Mexico, because we need to visit our family, and we need to feel like, pamper, and a little bit of the love of our family. So that also nurtures you. Like, it feels good. We went, and when we left for vacation, they called me like, hey, we are interested in your resume. Please do some tests. And we were like, oh my god, we're already on vacation. But the time was perfect because I started doing the test and everything while I was in there. And when I came back, I got the phone calls like, hey, the interviews were at the beginning by phone call. We have a vacancy. It's not open yet because it was not open yet, and they were already calling me. So everything again arranged perfectly, and after I don't know 2-3 weeks, I got hired like that.
Okay. Congratulations on that.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah, a lot of like you said, it's a lot of your own mind that it's always like tuck 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 tuck. And we need to learn also how to quiet our mind because that's one of the most important things that we are not aware of, how destructive can be your thoughts and how unconscious we are of many of the things that we think and we suppress the feelings, like you feel something and you don't want to feel it, like this discomfort but you need to acknowledge that you're having like, yeah, I'm afraid, no, or I feel challenged right now, or I feel sad, or you have to let it go, like, yeah, I'm feeling it, feel it and let it go. So something else can come, and like, for example, in this case, hope, or in this, for example, my husband, let's go to holiday, let's feel joy, let's get some sun, let's go to the beach, all that changes also the mindset. And it came, like, I really stopped, like, I was like, yeah, I know it's going to come, perfect, I will do what I have to do and it will come.
Okay, and what do you remember, for example, from the last session that really helped you, that it was something like that gave you this power and courage that you can do it?
I hear you very...
Okay, can you hear me better now?
Yeah, now.
Okay. So what helped you in the last session of coaching that you really got out of this, like, oh, I cannot do it, and it's too difficult in Germany and stuff, and which really helped you to be more active, to be more disciplined?
One, I think you gave me these affirmations that helped me empower myself, and that helped me like cleaning my mind, like cleaning the mindset, like. And also I start doing, we got a plan, like this plan. Yeah. That even when I was not having a job, I was able to do things like writing, or like that made me, start working my creativity. And that also gives you like, you need to create, like we are creative people by nature. And when you start creating, life itself comes, like ideas and inspiration and different, sometimes even in these mysterious ways, if you want, maybe something appears in the screen that you don't know where it came from, but it's in there. Like, for example, in this case, a vacancy in the computer, or even some things that are like in your email that you don't know how they got in there, but they are in there, and it suits perfect. I think a lot of that it has to do with changing yourself, changing the mindset that you have, erasing all these limitations and all this, toxic thinking that we could call it. That's a lot to do, I would say.
Okay. Cool. So the plan, as I can understand it, the plan which we set on session, then the affirmations which were working for you, and also the feeling that, like, the empowerment feeling that you can do it, that it's not difficult, this, like, not only hope, but this encouragement.
Exactly.
All right. So what is the job about? It's in Germany, right? It's in Holland.
Yeah, it's in Netherlands. It's
Okay.
we're very close to where the area where we live is close to Netherlands and Belgium. But the
Okay.
most like practical thing for us is going to Netherlands,
Okay.
and it suits perfect. Honestly, it suits perfect.
Uh-huh. 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 So what are you gonna do?
Right now, I started as customer service,
Okay.
but
Okay.
I do also the social media with the customers, like the service with the customers through social media. So it's mixing two things that I have already done in the past. One, I used to work also in a hotel as a PR concierge.
Mm-hmm.
So you know how to treat guests, how
Mm-hmm.
to solve problems.
Mm-hmm.
You have this direct treatment with the guest or with the customer, and to social media that's one of
Mm-hmm.
my main yeah, like assets. Like I like communication through digital marketing, so that's one of the things that I'm going
Mm-hmm.
to start working with.
Mm-hmm. 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 Okay. 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 Perfect. So um, we have some couple of minutes left. So if there is anybody who wants to ask anything, it's there is the time right now. And yeah, I mean, like, I'm very happy that you got the job. Congratulations on that. It's so cool.
Yeah, I know. Actually, it's curious. I was just thinking. I came to Europe the first time at
Mm-hmm.
24th of July 1 year ago. And the 24th of July of this, like a couple of days, I just started working. And I just came like, the first time I came to meet my family in law. But again, I was not having all these, yeah, all these things that were going to happen. And exactly 1 year after, I started working here. So that's also like these mysterious ways that the universe
Mm-hmm.
works. It's super cool. I got impressed. I didn't realize until I started working. Signed my contract
Mm-hmm.
and I put the date, and I was like, hey, I came here for the first time 1 year ago. And I was like, wow, I honestly feel very, very grateful and thankful for everything. Like, again, in the beginning, it was just me like saying to the universe, help me. Because honestly, I have no idea what I'm going to do. And I met you, and we had the coaching. And after I met you, like, I started meeting all these great people that are also great, became like brothers to me, you know. And when I met you, you were also like sister to me. Like, it's
Mm-hmm.
it's very like it's mysterious. I cannot explain. I mean, many people like don't believe in certain things, but I believe. I can I only can believe after all that I have been through, and know that I have grown through all these years.
Mm-hmm.
I think the definition of this is growing and self development. You have you have only one life, so do it well. Because
Beautiful.
we came here to be happy. I think that's one of the things that we haven't realized yet. That in order to improve the world, we need to improve ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
and that's the easiest, fastest way to help the world and to put our little grain of sand.
Mm-hmm.
That's
Mm-hmm.
that's
So
for
if you would recommend some tips at the end for the people who are watching right now and they maybe have no experience with coaching or they are hesitating, so what you would recommend them?
yeah. I would recommend them to. Well, I would recommend them you. Honestly, I would say like, hey, I have a friend. Her name is Susie Husarova, and she's really great. You have this like very intuitive guidance to people. You are really like sharp in what you do, and sometimes we need to be humble enough to realize that we need help,
Mm-hmm.
because that's also a way to that you can grow. Like that's it's great that you're capable of everything, but also you need to be capable to accept help. And in this case, I was like, yeah, I need help.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things that you do, I think, it's help people. I talk for my personal case to give to get this clarity in life, to be able to open the possibilities, and not just open the possibilities, but also acknowledge that you have the power to get the things that you want.
Mm-hmm.
I would say that that's the main. And yeah,
Yeah.
coaching works. I have lived it. I can show people my, how do you say, my coaching shits from the beginning, and really everything that it's in here, it's in my life. And half I'm halfway of all this. So there's still a long way to go, but in less than 2 years, in 6 months, I saw all the changes. And when I realized that, I was like, wow, this works. Like I read what I yeah, like what I thought, what I was thinking, how I was feeling, and what I wanted. And now that I think and I turn around and I'm like, wow, I feel very blessed. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, really, really, thank you. I'm almost going to cry. It's amazing, really. People that have met me before and now saw me after 3 years, they were like, wow, you look happy. You look really happy. And I had this, well, we met through a group in Cancun.
Mm-hmm.
And I went to these meetings again when I went for
Mm-hmm.
vacation, and they told me like, all these people that used to see me like, hey, I presented my husband, and they were like, how, when this happened? And I was like, well, it happened through all these, yeah, months. And they were like, you're a complete different person. You're a complete different person for good, for good, because when people see you happy, they even can get inspired. You know, if I can do it, you can do it. Like that's the
Mm-hmm.
message. If I can
Mm-hmm.
change my life, you can change your life.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the main. That's very rewarding. Like when people say like, "Hey, you look very happy. How did you do it?" It's one of the main things that, yeah, a lot of changes. And yeah, everything started with my first coaching back back in 2016, right?
16, yeah.
Yeah,
2016, yeah.
it's like everything changed, and it could have taken more years. Honestly, it could. If you don't have, yeah, you can change, maybe like, but it takes years. People spin in the same toxic circle for. They go out and they come back. They go out and they come back. You really need help. Many times we don't recognize that you need
Mm-hmm.
help. Sometimes you,
Imagine.
and a good guidance, it's perfect.
Mm-hmm. I'm so happy for you.
Thank you. I'm happy to have you.
Thank you, Millie. Thank you so much for sharing. I'm so happy that, yeah, you didn't mention that you moved to your new house as well.
Yeah. We have like, I put in the coaching, when the
Mm-hmm.
first coaching, like the kind of house that I wanted is the kind of house that we have now. Like, and it's perfect. We have the description that I have in that house, even of the city we are now. The city where we are now, it's like you go out and you see this, like the style of the houses are like really clean, really structured, really like it's like a mix between an old town and new. It's between past and present. Very nice. For me, particularly, I like a lot this city.
Yeah. So it's a big change because from being in Mexico, struggling
Yeah,
in a relationship, living
in
in your
work.
aunt's house,
Yeah,
in a
I
small
was.
little village,
Yeah,
and now look
yeah.
at you in Germany, having the man of your life,
I
living
know.
in your own apartment.
Yeah, and
So,
also with job, which is like very. I have met friends in here that take 2 years to get a job in here, and right now, like from the moment I got my residence in here till now, have passed just 5 months.
wow,
So it's fast.
that's really
People
fast.
may think like, yeah, you took long. No, you don't take long. You're a foreign person with no knowledge of the language, with all these. It's a cultural shock,
Yeah,
and you have to adapt to a new
yeah,
culture. But if you prove yourself, if you believe in yourself, starting for that, if you believe in yourself, and in this case, I really really appreciate all the patience and support of my husband because he has been really really patient with me. He has helped me like going through all this process because it's not easy. Like you people think that everything is like pink and easy, and yeah, it's very nice. I cannot complain of anything, but you always have challenges, and those challenges make you stronger, smarter, and wiser. And as long as you're willing to grow through them, because people can also get bitter.
yeah.
That's your choice. That's up to you. That's up to every people, every person. Like if you grow or you get stuck, it's up to you.
Yeah, exactly. So you said that you had a big support as well, your husband, yeah, which is very beautiful. And maybe there is somebody watching and they have no support. So they are maybe living in a foreign country, they have no support. So what would you recommend them?
Mm, one of the things that I have when I was living in Cancun, I was also away from my family. The first time I went away from my family, very far away. Uh, I would recommend them to keep the closest friends in contact and never lose hope because honestly, when you're away from all the known things that you have, either family, friends, city, everything, you can either you see it as a inferno, as hell, or you see it as a door to a new paradise, a new realm. You grow with all these things. You get stronger. Honestly, I was talking to a friend the other day because I have Greek neighbors. Greetings if they are watching me. And they are lovely. I adore them. They have been very, very nice to us, but they are great. And I was talking to them and I was telling them, from my family, I am the youngest. And people that have met me since I was a little girl never had imagined that I was going to be the one that go out and go away from the family, like from the home. But also, it's a test that you put to yourself because if I haven't go out of my family, I wouldn't have met a lot of people that are for me important in like you, like my husband, and you have to dare to go out of the things that you know,
Comfort zone,
the
yes.
out of your comfort zone exactly because
Mm.
that's where the real rewards are. I
Yeah.
mean, of course, I love my mom. I love my family. I love to be there with them. But I also felt like if I don't go away, I will feel stuck in here. I will get bitter. So I took the challenge. I think that's one of the most important things. And as you
Mm-hmm.
said, even when I was in Cancun, I met all these great people that became family. You know, sometimes that's funny because you became family with people that you wouldn't even imagine. Like for example, we are from different sides of the planet, and that's something that you have. I another tip for everybody that I would give is keep your heart open and keep yourself humble because yeah, it's very important to open yourself to new experiences and to new people. Imagine meeting a person from Czech Republic. Next day you're going to dance salsa, and I mean it's super cool. You have you have to be open to people and open to recognize the similarities more than the differences.
Mm-hmm.
That's something that we need. This society needs to recognize that we are one. And what
Mm-hmm.
happens to you, what happens when we met, you were also in a foreign country. And I thought, hey, next time that could be me. So I would love somebody to be my friend and welcome me and show me around. And I wouldn't imagine that 2 years 2 years after I would that would be me.
Mm-hmm.
So I am very proud to have like met you and open myself to you and you to me. Thank you. And
Yeah.
like you, many people like are like angels on my road.
That's beautiful. And Millie, maybe we could mention one thing. The people who are watching us right now, they are going through certain challenges in life. And coaching is especially for the people to overcome these challenges. So, what was the biggest challenge for you, and how coaching helped you to overcome it?
Main challenge is to break toxic cycles and
Mm-hmm.
to stop feeling a victim of circumstances. That could be one of the most like yeah like um making myself responsible of my own life
Mm-hmm.
and also the good and the bad, like everything that happens, it's on my hands to change it.
Mm-hmm.
That that could be one of the main things that I think. Yeah, I feel when we have the first coaching, I discovered that you said, what do you want, how do you feel now, what do you want to do, like all these questions that you put in on the table,
Mm-hmm.
that were not one or two, were many. I think we spent like it was a long coaching,
Yeah. Yeah.
but it was very powerful. Like acknowledge that you are not a victim,
Mm-hmm.
but you are the creator of your life,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, stop looking outside. You wanna change yourself, go inside of yourself, and I think that's something that we did. And I have very clear that moment in which you told me like basically close your eyes and go inside of you. Well, of course, you were guiding me, but it's like the answers are inside of you. You were like the guide in there, and yeah, in it's it's amazing how everything came out of me through all these questions and yeah, coaching. That's what coaching is. That's I think that's one of the main things that coaching does,
Mm-hmm.
guiding you through your own path of
Mm-hmm.
self-discovering and self-empowering.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this is the advantage of NLP. It goes directly to your subconscious, which is basically responsible for
Yeah,
all your decisions. And this
yeah,
is the beautiful thing is that scientifically proven the 200 milliseconds before we decide, our brain already decided. So
yeah.
we have 200 milliseconds to consciously decide.
Consciously, like
Consciously.
it's if I had thought all these things and all these decisions that I made through all these years, I wouldn't have made them. Like people, I know I have a friend that she always asks me like, no, she always says me like, I couldn't do what you do. I couldn't do, and I was like, of course not, because you're thinking it. You're thinking about, you're overthinking about that, and that is a very, very big block that you put to yourself. For me, the best, like the thermometer or measurement, if I'm going to the right path or not, is how do you feel and what you project. How's your environment? Because when you, even when you're in a chaotic environment, but you keep true to yourself and meditation, for example, and you gave me all these tips, and we have meditated together when we were in Cancun. It's a very, very powerful tool. Like meditation brings you back to your center, even when the world is revolving. If you learn how to be still around the chaos, the answers and the stillness will come.
Wow, beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
I
Yes, yeah, that's no really like a powerful wisdom and no question that you are a writer. So I'm really looking forward to your book or blog or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Thank you.
people can follow you on a blog, I
Yeah,
guess. You can share
yeah,
your blog if you want.
yeah. It's in Spanish. It's alquimista de la vida.
Mm-hmm.
Dot com.
Okay, alquimista. How do you spell the alquimista?
A
Mm-hmm.
L Q
Okay.
U
Mm-hmm.
IMISTA.
Okay. Okay, alquimista. Uh-huh. All right.
Like
So
alchemist. And you Google it like alquimista de la vida, and the blog appears.
okay, great. That's fantastic.
Thank
So
you.
they can follow your beautiful wisdom
Thank you.
and your experiences in Germany and Holland, I guess.
I know. It's huge. I know, I understand what you were going through in Mexico. I understand perfectly.
Yeah, yeah, so much
It's so
going
brave.
on.
Honestly, when I met you, I was like, wow, she's very brave. She came to this country without knowing anything. Like,
Yeah.
I know you speak very good Spanish. That was a main
Mm,
tool for you. I didn't speak German or Dutch, but English right now it's like my survival.
yes. But
It's
nevertheless, you did great too, because nevertheless you speak Norwegian and know that you have a job, which is
yeah,
fantastic.
I know. That's what my husband was telling me last night. He was like, "How did you do it?" And I was like, "I don't know. Ask Susie. Ask Susie." It's like, I don't know. Ask Susie. Yeah, he's very proud, and I'm very proud of him. He's great.
Oh, that's beautiful. That's really beautiful.
I
So,
think what's one sorry, I think one of the more important things that I have to say is like having this couple also had to do with the changes that I've made on my life, because if you are not in what you attract, and I believe that I could attract a soulmate, and that's what I have now. So yeah, I wanted to say that.
that's beautiful. Yeah, so it's actually also a hope for the people who are without a partner and they would desire to have a soulmate. So if they believe that they can meet him or her, they can
Yeah,
meet him or her. If they
Yeah,
believe that there is not such a person for them, definitely it's not going to happen because they're
exactly.
encountering the world. They're not
Yeah,
entering. Hmm.
yeah, it's true. I mean, many I, we could talk about this, like about couples and the people that we attract to our lives, but your vibration attracts your tribe. You know, your vibe attracts your tribe, and definitely we need to start looking to ourselves if you want to change the kind of
Yeah.
relationships that you attract, either friends, either, like, I mean, family. You cannot choose your family from blood,
Yes.
but you can improve the relationships that you have with them. And also, like couples, you you need to start observing yourself, because many times we are very unconscious about this and we only blame the other one. So everybody is experienced, even some are not very pleasant, but everything is an experience. What I can tell you now is that toxic relationships end when you cut the cycle. But you need to cut it. You need to be willing to do it, because if you don't take that decision, it will never happen.
It's sometimes very, very difficult because I remember a client and she was not having a serious relationship, but she was having many friends, this kind of
Uh-huh.
friends like whom just invited her for lunch or dinner or something. And the only thing they wanted was sex with her, okay?
Yeah.
And she was feeling flattered that they wanted this. And I just said, but don't you realize that you are losing your value and yourself by doing this?
Yeah.
And the problem which we finally encountered, found out, was that she had this limiting belief: I'm not lovable. I don't deserve
Yeah.
love.
Yeah.
Okay? And because of that, she was behaving in a destructive way.
Yeah.
That it was actually everything was destroying her. Every single meeting of this with these people who
Yeah.
just needed her as a joy because they had their partners and she was just a
Mhm.
second choice.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this was just creating the reality, confirming I'm not lovable, I don't deserve love.
Yeah. Of course. That's
And
your
by
own belief.
changing, yeah, and by changing
Yeah.
limiting belief, she could finally cut these relationships and she could finally find herself as a lovable and strong, beautiful woman. But if we
Yeah.
don't really go into the deep subconscious limiting belief, we can be struggling like this all life.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there are people that are single, and they are single because they choose to be single. They choose, like, for like conviction. I want to be single, and that's good. I respect that. But there are people that, like, said no. It's just that they have all this belief. Men are like this. Even men think women are like this.
yeah,
The people is like this. There is, like you said, all this limiting. Like, people think, oh, there is nobody for me, or something like that. All this we keep repeating, and they're like, you imprint yourself with all these affirmations
yeah.
about how the world is, which is like also a judgment that you create.
Exactly. Yeah. So, I mean, like, the limiting beliefs are things which influence our conscious life. And if we decide to get rid of it, coaching, for example, NLP is fantastic way how to work with that. Hmm.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I remember the first time that the first coaching, you didn't find one, you find many limiting beliefs. Many. I couldn't even finish the list right now, but yeah, we were like finding all. It's just like you start digging and digging and digging, and you go deeper, and it's like, It's, but again, until you don't acknowledge your own responsibility on your own life, you will keep in the same.
Yeah.
You have to learn that you are responsible for whatever happens in your life. Even the things that you think that not, you are.
Or whatever happens to you in your life is beautiful. Share here the comment. Learn that you are responsible for whatever happens in your life.
Yeah.
Okay, that's beautiful.
I cannot hear you.
Can you hear me right now?
Yeah, I hear you right now. It's just that the mic goes.
Yeah. So, yeah, to sum it up, I would definitely say that it's important to be responsible, and it's not enough just to be conscious about your limiting belief, but to take the action to work with them.
Yeah, to make, like, I really, I'm like, I was an enemy to say that, but you need to make a plan sometimes, even when you are not very fan or very planning person like me. For example, but right now I'm very punctual. I'm 1 hour earlier to work. Like, what
That's you
happened?
can go.
I know I'm earlier. I used to be 20 minutes late. Now I'm 1 hour earlier at work. What happened to me?
Yes, I remember you
Yeah.
were always late in Mexico,
Um.
always. It was so
Yeah.
difficult to meet you.
Yeah. You can ask my friends. You can ask my friends. I have friends that waited for me. Hello and thank you to all of them. Sorry, but 2 hours. 2 hours was the top.
Oh my God,
Oh
yeah.
my God, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I was very unconscious in that moment of my life.
Okay, so we have a question here from Marco. Okay, so Marco writes us changing habits. What can you ladies tell me about it? Well, you are just sharing one thing. How you did
Yeah.
it? How you changed your habit, Milly?
One, um, I attracted a person that it's the opposite or
Okay,
it's of what I was. And
okay.
two, it's again taking responsibility of what you're doing, not wrong, but what kind of habits are not helping in your life.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Like being unpunctual, for example, for me was any job they
Mm.
ask you to be. Especially, for example, I was working in a hotel, and they wanted you to be 15 minutes earlier, and I was always checking 1 minute before or 10 minutes or I even checked once 10 minutes after my starting time, and I got in so much trouble. Like, if you have a habit that it's considered wrong, but it doesn't affect your life, okay, go ahead.
Okay. Yeah.
But if it's affecting your life, you have to do something. So yeah, you have to take responsibility on the things and really like say like, okay, um, what can I do to change this? And make a plan. Changing habits. There are a lot of things that you can do, like making a plan. Right now, for example, is like I know it's not as close as, I mean, you have to go from one country to another. It's relatively close, but I have to take a train. And always, if you know that I used to do last minute things, like punctuality is well, like, ah, yeah, but I forgot that I have to clean these dishes. And I start cleaning dishes, and I was already half hour late.
Which was
Was
not
it?
priority, right? It was
No.
totally like not
Yeah.
urgent, not
Yeah.
important.
Not important. And other thing in this case, and again, I'm going to kill myself with this one, but is respect. You have to respect other people's time. Sometimes we are not aware that people take their time for us, and you arriving late to a place sometimes is not being conscious that this person is giving you or sharing or deciding to share this time with you.
And
Maybe they
especially,
have.
yeah. And especially, sorry to interrupt you, it actually started with you
Yeah.
because you started to respect yourself.
Yes,
You need to
exactly.
respect other people.
Exactly. Totally, totally, totally. Also, for example, when you need to lose weight, and I have been through that, I know that when we met, for example, we started going to Zumba and a lot of things. And when I decided to lose weight, I did it like like this. Like really decided to go to Zumba every day
Mm-hmm.
and eating healthy, taking care of myself.
Mm-hmm.
These little things that seem like very difficult or no, why I could do that are also self-care, and self-care is self-respect. So also it's important.
Mm-hmm.
I
Self and self-respect. Yeah, definitely.
right now it's for me hard to say to my husband like he brings desserts, he loves desserts and chocolate desserts, and I'm like, no, but no, dessert no. I have to say no. Like sometimes even when you may seem a bit rude, you need to do it. It's important.
Because it's a short term. The thing is, I had something similar because I'm here in Canarias and because they are eating very late, like they have dinner at 10, 11, and stuff.
Yeah,
And in even in Mexico, you don't used to have a late dinner, or you don't used to have a heavy dinner. You've never had heavy
yeah.
dinners. Yeah, it's not in Mexico. It's heavy, maybe the lunch, and
The
it's late
lunch is the
lunch.
heaviest.
Yeah, but dinner not. So in Mexico, I actually lost like 10 kilos, and
Yeah,
here in
you were super
Canarias, I
skinny.
put on weight like 4 kilos. Okay, and
It's not much. I gained more weight in here, but sorry.
yeah, no, it's not much. It's still okay. I mean, like I'm totally fine. But the thing, woman, we just feel like
Yeah,
different and stuff.
yeah.
So I just said to myself, hey, I'm not feeling good to have dinner at 10 and going to bed, just
Yeah,
doing this. So like, and I understand how difficult it is to actually say to your partner, hey, honey, I know that you brought this to me or you cooked this to me or you want to share this
yeah,
time with me. But
yeah,
first, myself, like,
yeah,
actually telling the people around you what you decided to do. I think this is the first thing. So that you
yeah,
prepare them for it. Hey, darling, I'm on a diet, or I'm not gonna eat after 9 p.m. or whatever, and just stick to it. This is
yeah,
exactly how the habits are creating, and habits are creating our character, and our character
yeah.
creates our actions are creating our habits. So it's a beautiful spiral which can be positive or negative.
Yeah, totally. Sometimes people may take it like she's rude or she doesn't want to eat what I cook or something like that. But you need to deal with that. Like, in I have an aunt. She's doctor,
Mm-hmm.
and she's super skinny. She's 60 years old, and if you see her, you would say like 45, 50,000. And she has this body like super shape, but if you give her something that is too fatty or unhealthy for her, she will say politely no. But eat, please. No, I could no. And it's not because she's rude. It's because that is something that she considers bad for her body, for her health. And people sometimes even take it like unpolite, but it's not that she's unpolite. She is just respecting enough herself to not break that to
Mm-hmm.
that yeah, discipline. That's
Mm-hmm.
discipline. I don't have any other word, but it's
Definitely.
discipline. And
Definitely.
I
Mm-hmm.
mean, what if I'm 60 and I look like that? Definitely, I would be like, yeah, yeah, it's something that is really
Uh-huh.
important for you to understand that sometimes we think about what other people may think or how they will feel,
Exactly. Yeah.
but we don't think about how our body reacts to all these little choices that we made unconsciously. But once you see it, once you are conscious about something, you cannot say like, "Oh yeah, it's." You are conscious about it. You are aware of that. You cannot ignore it anymore. It's that's double
Exactly.
crime.
Yeah, I think we are actually answering already to Marco's other question. because he asks, how can you re-engineer your mind to work for you versus against you? So yeah, it's making you conscious. Millys
Yeah,
has answered that.
yeah. Being conscious and it's other thing that is important is not to make it look like an impossible thing, like re-engineering. It's no, I would say like it's something that it's possible because you have the power to do it yourself. It's
Mm-hmm.
about you. You're not. I would say that it's easier to change you than to try to change other person, because most of the time people try to change other people around them instead of changing themselves. And in this case, when you acknowledge that you have the power and you have the will to do it, you will do it. Don't make
Mm-hmm.
it more complicated than it actually is.
Yes, definitely. And re-engineering your mind, I would say that definitely the NLP coaching is fantastic because
Yeah,
it directly to your subconscious mind.
yeah, yeah. I agree with that, and yeah, I would have thought like I would never be punctual,
Uh-huh.
and you live with that, and you say, yeah, it's just that we unpunctual people are more creative or more. No, that's just bluffing. You can still be creative and arrive early to work. Like
Right,
it
right.
doesn't have.
Yeah.
There are a lot of things like, yeah, the people that sleep until late, they are. Sometimes you have to be aware. I have a friend that he always has this shift of sleeping, but he is aware that his biorhythm is like, how could you say, not adjust.
Mm-hmm.
So he also works on that, because you can work on that.
Yeah,
It's
definitely, definitely. This is exactly what we say to our mind, then the mind is acting on it. So if we say to us that being punctual and being creative is for our good, then our
yeah,
mind will do everything in order to make it happen. But
yeah,
if we say that being punctual is bad for us to be creative, then our mind will make everything to us
to
to make
yeah,
it
yeah,
happen.
to defend
Yeah.
itself about that.
This is the
Yeah,
same thing like with money, because recently I had coaching about money, and we found out that usually the money is stored, money beliefs are stored in subconscious
yeah,
mind, and it is from a childhood or from our parents, because when we are born we basically have everything and we are used to it, that in 9 months when we are in our tummy, that everything
yeah,
is proven to us and everything is available.
yeah,
So
yeah,
when everything is available and we are a baby and everything is available, we have food when we want and we have love when we want. So we think really that everything is available always for us.
yeah,
Unfortunately, what happens is that this belief starts to be destroyed by our parents or some people when they start to say, no, there is not enough money, no, you cannot buy it, no, the rich people are bad. For
yeah.
example, when you have a lot of money, you will be, people will rob you or whatever. And we
Or what
start to
if this
store.
happens? What if this happens? What money is? What, sorry that I interrupt you. Like people have like, but I have to keep money because if something happens, you're projecting like if something bad happens, I have to have this. And hey, yeah, something can happen. You can die tomorrow, and you will have that morning start. I mean, money is an energy. Money
Mm-hmm.
is an energy,
Yeah.
and we project ourselves in there.
That's fantastic. Actually, we can have another live for next time. It can be about money, because
Yeah,
money and money beliefs and how to transform it. Because I know fantastic ways how to transform the money beliefs, how
yeah,
to really afford to be rich in your life, how to manifest whatever you want. Like you
yeah,
manifested the life in Germany, I manifested the life in Canary Islands. So
yeah.
there is actually everything for us provided. We just need to know how to change the limiting belief, and we can speak about
Yeah,
it next time. It's
totally.
actually a good topic. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we
See?
should do one of that because it's very good, and one for soulmates. That's really good too.
Okay, so next Wednesday there is gonna definitely be a live again. So for those of
Yeah.
you who is watching, we can do it with Millie again because the conversation is just fantastic, and we come up with so many
Topics,
so
a
many
lot of
interesting
topics.
topics. Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
maybe we if right now people are have any question right now, like how to meet my soulmate, or how to live a more abundant life, or how to overcome fear. That's also really a really good one, because sometimes we are not aware that fear is one of the main limiting beliefs, I would say, that we have, and we are not conscious about that. We we are very ashamed to acknowledge that, yeah, I'm afraid that this might happen. I'm afraid of what would you call failure? But it's not, there's not such thing as that. I mean, everything it's an experience. Even the things that we consider, no, this is not good. I had to really, and because I in back then my consciousness was like in that level, and I chose to go through all these painful experiences because that was the way that I used to learn things. So I at that moment I was feeling super super bad, and if I haven't gone through that, I wouldn't have asked help to God, the universe, life, whatever you want to call it, and I wouldn't have reached to this point. Meeting people that help me, you, for example. Um, yeah, but you choose. That was a hard way for me to learn. There are nicer ways to learn. They're not so extreme and painful ways to learn too. But it's something that you choose. You have to choose.
Choice, yeah, it's all about choice. Okay, so thank you for all the comments of people which we have. Thank you, Marco, for your comment, and thank you, Milly, for your sharing your wisdom. Once
Nash,
again, we
thank
will we
you.
will repeat your web page where they can find more wisdom because Milly is a blogger, so she loves to write her beautiful wisdom
Yeah,
in her blog, which is alquimista
de la vida.
de la vida
.blogspot.com.
blogspot.com. Okay, perfect. Yeah, and the last wisdom from Millie, which we can receive, and from her NLP coaching experience, which she had. So, what would it be, Millie?
For me, would be like like a way of enlighten yourself, a way of self-discover and self-empower yourself. You can, for me, and honestly, I could show people how I was before and how I am like now, where I was before and where I am right now, and it's a complete shift of life. I would say that the tools that coaching provides give you the push and the lift that you need in order to achieve what you want to achieve or find what you want to find. You can start finding yourself, and then everything will come up perfectly. For me, that's coaching. That was for people that don't believe that. I would say like, just try it. Try it. The best way that you can leave yourself something different is trying it. Because honestly, for me, it's one of the things that had changed my life the most, and yeah, I wish people could see how a person can go from despair, confusion, suffering, and to a completely whole life in a different country. So yeah, everything is possible, and you
Everything.
attract what you want.
That's beautiful. Milly, thank you so much. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Muchísimas gracias.
Gracias a ti. Te adoro, ya lo sabes.
Gracias a
¡Mua!
todos los que nos ven, los que nos escuchan. Thank you to all of your comments, guys. Tag your friends if you think that this life was valuable to you. Share it with your friends, because if the people know how to solve their problem, the way is here. Yeah,
Yeah.
they don't have to suffer.
No, they don't. Only if they want to. I mean.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but suffering is a choice, but it's another topic. Okay. So
Yeah,
the
yeah.
next Wednesday we are going to speak about the money and limiting beliefs, how to get rid of it, some experiences, some study cases from my coaching clients. If Millie will be available, I will be more than happy to have her here, and she
Yeah.
can share also some her experiences. And I will be more than happy that you will write to the comments what you would like to know about money and limiting beliefs. So next week again in the same time, 8:30 of Europe, and Canary Islands 7:30. Yeah, no. 8:30 of Canary Islands and 9:30
8:30,
of Europe.
8:30 Europe and 13:30 on Mexico.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But we will announce it anyway. We will announce it on
Yeah.
my Facebook page, Suzy Sarva. So no worries, because yeah, Mexico and Canary Islands, Europe, there are so many
Yeah.
time zones.
Yeah, yeah. Everything is now it's phew, you know how global we are.
Yeah. Now we are global. Yeah, I have always like this confusion when I have meetings and Skypes and video calls with the
Oh my
people
god.
from Europe. So I'm always like, it's even 1 hour, it's nothing, but I'm always like calculating whether I'm ahead or I'm backwards. And
Yeah,
I never
it's
remember.
complicated. I know it's crazy. I used to have the my watch. I used to have it in Mexico with
Uh-huh.
the time of Mexico. So
Yeah, right. Uh-huh.
it's crazy. You get all like, don't do that to yourself, please.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, so thank you guys. Thank you, Millie.
Thank
And
you,
we'll be
Susie.
looking forward to talk to you guys and share with you our knowledge again next week on Wednesday. Mm.
Mwah.
Love to you.
Love
Thank you,
you.
Millie.
Thank you.
Bye.
Ciao.